Hello YouTube. It's a nice cool morning. It's only about 75 degrees. It's going to get humid because it's rain, but we're going to get this done before the heat of the day. Here's the kit I got. I'll snap a picture of it. It came from an O'Reilly's parts store. Snap the picture so you get the Briggs number. We'll be off over in here. And that's their number. It was like 17 bucks. You can find this Prime line on Amazon too, but I got it the next morning. Okay, we're going to put the flapper diaphragm thing in here, the spring first, and the cover on. Okay, we got our 4 screws here. So what we'll do is we'll just snap a picture so we get close-ups. We'll put the gasket on. It only goes one way. We'll snap a photo. You'll have an extra hole you won't need. You'll see an extra hole floating around somewhere. And I will show you on the carb to the tank gasket the right one too. One of them has a hole where you don't want it. So we'll get going doing that. We'll just snap some photos in each step as I put it together. Okay, hopefully if my video editing turns out alright, you'll see photos and then you'll be back to hear me showing you. Make sure your gasket's not bunched up. Go around, look at the edges, make sure it's flat. I put the spring in with the cup on top first. I laid the gasket on, put the lid on, and you'll notice there's an extra hole. These are multi-fit. Some of you may have the holes show up down in here somewhere. But then just tighten your screws evenly. You know, all the way around, snug, tight. Okay, like that, as such. And then next we're going to show you the difference in the 2 gaskets that come in the kit, so you get the right one on here. And then we're going to also show you, we're going to put some shellac on here so that will stick to the carburetor. In case we want to take it off the tank for any reason, we could still save this gasket if we had to clean this carburetor if it got plugged or something. So that's the next step. Stay tuned. Okay, they give you 2 gaskets. You're going to want this one, not this one for the carburetor, because of this hole. We're going to do this free-handed. If you put this one on and try to line up the holes, I don't know if you can see that. That's not the point well. This hole is not going to seal properly in this area. There might be a picture at the end of that. So you want this gasket. It covers this area better. See that little notch? I think you get the idea. Okay, we're going to take some of this shellac, okay, on a Q-tip, and we're going to coat this area right down here. This is where the gas returns. When it pumps up, your gas returns back to that part in the tank, that cup, and we want to make sure the gas returns in there and does not come out here and flow over the top of the tank or anything. So this will be sealed, so we're going to lightly coat this. We don't want to contaminate our gas with it. This will all be coated in shellac, just using a Q-tip. It's runny stuff. This stuff's pretty runny. It's not like the brush-on Permatex. It is more runnier, so we'll get that on there. And then we'll get the gasket stuck down. We're not going to use any on the side going to the tank. We just want it stuck here good, so when we go together, we know we won't have no leakage in here. You actually can see that return hole right there. Though that one goes up above, so I'm wrong about that. Correct yourself. This one goes up to the top. Goes all through the carburetor. See that? It's this one down in here. No time to edit. Back in here. Anyway, want to make sure this is sealed to here good. So, catching my mistake, like I said, no time to edit. We got to get this thing done. We got other stuff to do today, so we want to get this together. We're kind of excited. We want to hear it run also. Okay, we'll get some glue on there. We'll snap the photo out, and we'll put the gasket on it, and then we'll get it on the tank. Okay, we got the gasket stuck. Like I said, you can see, if you can see, this stuff is runny. And we just used the Q-tip. We'll have a photo at the end there. This is all glued and sticky. Well, this is for a bracket. This extra, you'll see later, there's a bracket. So that's stuck there. It's not going to move. It'll help seal it. We're going to get it on the tank and get the screws in it. If we're going to take a screw back out for a bracket or something like a breather tube, we're going to get all the screws and get that sealed down to the tank. Okay, we got that on there. You may have a breather tube like this that would go to one of these screws, but I still put the screw in it for now till I get ready to put the breather tube on. Then I'll take it off. It's got the little clamp. And this screw should be holding that bracket over here to the tank. We don't know for sure right now, but we got it screwed down with all 3 screws. So we got that covered. Next, what we'll do is we'll just take you over freehand. We'll put the gaskets on here. We will glue them to the motor, but not to the carburetor. These need a little trimming, but that's how they went on there. Multi-purpose. And it had this here. We're going to leave it on there. I don't know, maybe saw the air float around there. We're going to not cut them off or nothing. We're going to do some trimming where it hits this tin cover, because they were mashed up when I took them off. So there's 2 of these. There was 2 on it. We're going to stack 2 together. We're going to do exactly what it was. There was 2 of these. So we're going to glue these together. We're going to glue them to the motor block, but we're not going to glue them to the carburetor in case you want to take the carburetor off. Sorry about the glare. So I think you get the idea on that. Glue these 2 together with the shellac, glue it to the motor, and we'll be ready to go on that. We got to remember to put our exhaust fitting on here before we put the carburetor on. So there is this fitting. You may have to put that back on before you put the carburetor on, because it won't turn once the carb's on. So that's enough of that. Covers the carburetor kit install. The rest is just reverse what you did before. If you watch my one where I disassembled all this, you'll get the idea of how I took this all off in 1 unit. I can take it off in 1 unit. I had the flywheel off and the cover off, so I made this easier. Even with the cover off, even with the flywheel, it makes it easier to get this bottom bolt. So that's in my video before this one. So thanks for watching. This has probably been too long the way it was.